My name is Jenny Pedigo with So Kinda Wonderful Contemporary Quilt Designs, and I am here today to demonstrate my quick curve ruler. And the first part of this demonstration is going to be how to cut the curves out using the ruler. So I have here, this is strip of fabric. It's 8.5 inches wide, and the selvages are here, and the fabric fold is here, so it's just a little less than 1/4 yard. And on my ruler I have guides. I have the dotted lines here and the dark lines here, and these are reference lines, so it helps when we cut it out. And then right here is a curve cutout, and that's what the rotary cutter fits into. And you can use a large size, you can use any size, and today I'm using the large one. So for this shape I'm going to cut out right now, it's just it's real simple. Since this is 8.5 inches wide, I'm lining up the dotted reference lines on the top and bottom of the ruler to the top and bottom of my fabric. And I need to make the very first cut. So I'm going to slide the ruler down so that curve cutout just sits just to the right of the fold of the fabric there, but still on the fabric. So when I make my first cut, that's just scrap, but that gives you your first cut. And then all you do is you just shift the ruler to the right and line up those dotted lines on the top and bottom, and then the dotted curve mark right there gets lined up to the left edge of the fabric that you just cut. And you make your second cut. And that gives you your first two, since that was 2 layers, first 2 shapes, and then you just keep going down the strip of fabric, always lining up that top and bottom and the left reference mark there. And there's another set. And I only have 2 layers, but I like to stack my fabric. I like to do things fast, and that's why I kind of came up with this ruler, is because you can cut out your curve shapes really, really fast. So I'll stack anywhere from 6 to even 8 if I have a really sharp blade of layers of fabric. So you can go all the way down. Always remember to line up that mark on the top and bottom and that reference mark on the left. And this is the smaller size. This is the 8.5 inch wide. And a lot of my quilts, a lot of my quilt patterns have this shape in the pattern. Just put together all different ways. So we just go right down, lining up those reference marks. So there you go. You can get 7 cuts out of 1 strip, and that'll give you 14 altogether. And so once you have this shape, now you need your outside pieces. And I'm not following any particular pattern. I'm just demoing how I cut out the shapes. And so this is a 3.5 inch wide by 8.5 inch wide rectangle. And to get the outside shapes, for this particular one, all I do is I line up the right side of my fabric to the right side of the ruler. And I line up those dotted lines on the top and bottom. And I cut in, I curve the cutout. And of course I stacked the fabric so you can get more done at once. And there you have it, your right and left side. And in the second part I'm going to show you how I sew those, but we'll set those aside for now. So then another shape, curve shape that I use a lot in my patterns is the oval shape. And again, I'm not following any pattern, but this is a sample of how I can cut this out. So again, selvage is here and the fabric fold on the left here, and this is 8.5 inches wide also. So the first cut, we're going to cut this way, and remember to line up those lines on the top and bottom, and that cut curve out, or the curve cut out is as close to the left edge of the fabric as I can go. And you just cut right inside there. Trying to stay out of my husband's way here so he doesn't have to move the camera. So then you flip the ruler. So that's my first cut. Now I'm going to flip the ruler, and I'm going to line up those dotted lines on the top and bottom, and then the point of the left side of the fabric there and here need to line up on the 4 3/4 inch mark. So there's not a mark on the ruler, you just kind of eyeball where 4 3/4 inches is. So here and there. And once you're all lined up, and make your second cut, and there you have your first oval. First two ovals, because that's 2 layers. And then you flip your ruler and go to the left side as far as you can without going over the fabric. And you make another cut. And if you don't feel comfortable cutting with your left hand close to the edge there, you can always stand on the other side of your mat, flip your mat, whatever you feel comfortable with. I've cut many of these and have never had an issue with cutting my finger. So then, same thing, 4 3/4 inch there, and there, and then make your cut, and then you got another set. Flip your ruler, and just go down the strip. All my patterns, I have the ruler in the pattern, I've incorporated it. And so everything you see here, I have in picture form on my patterns. And clear instructions, and there's another one. And we'll be able to get one more. Remember to always make sure you're all lined up before you make your cut, because you don't want to cut into your beautiful fabric and ruin it. So you always want to make sure you're lined up. All your marks are lined up and your reference lines. So there you go. And so for this shape, the outside pieces, and this here is 2 3/4 inches by 8.5 inches, this particular block, I just need the curve cut out, just sitting over the corners of the left side of the stack of fabric, and it's hangs over about 1/4 inch on the right beyond the ruler. And of course the dotted reference lines were lined up on the top and bottom of the fabric stack. So there you have it. So that gives you your outside pieces for that block. And I will show you in the second segment how to piece that along with that one. And then for this last example, I wanted to do the larger size. This is a 10-inch square. I have a couple patterns that call for layer cakes. Layer cakes are 10-inch square stacks that you can get from fabric companies and fabric lines. So for this one, I'm lining up the solid reference line on the top and bottom, and I'm making sure my stack is lined up on the ruler or on the mat, cutting mat, because I need it to hang over 1/2 inch past my ruler. So that's 1/2 inch past the right side of my ruler. I'm all lined up. So I make that first cut. And then without moving this, you just flip your ruler. Same thing, you want your fabric to extend 1/2 inch past the left side of my ruler now. And my dark lines are lined up. I'm all lined up so I can make that second cut. And so there you go. So this is an example of using the outside pieces too, along with the center for the pattern. And so that concludes the first segment of this demonstration. And if you are interested in my ruler and patterns, go to sewkindofwonderful.com and stay tuned for my next sewing session. Thanks.